Hello everyone, welcome to part number 7 of our physical retaliation Warlord journey. At the previous episode we finished the original game, stopped the Lockhorn summoning. At this point we have a choice. We can continue to the Ashes of Malmut expansion, or what I prefer to do is go for the Forgotten Gods, because this is a very good power up act, especially when my resistances escape. Usually if you come here straight from Act 1, can be a little bit trippy, but at this point Forgotten Gods is a much better option than Malmut, because it contains tons of devotion shrines. The lore behind this expansion is around 3 witch gods. They were humans at the past, but they sacrificed everything. So this is the main thing. I'm not going deep down into the lore. If you stick with me from the first episode, we stick with the Solal cult. I found them much easier to progress. Some people prefer Bismil, and Drake is definitely no go. It's too annoying, too slow as well. We are mainly in the Forgotten Gods for a power up. These juicy devotion shrines, you can pick them up very quickly. Also, this expansion comes with a lot of nodes. That's a very good passive experience. I'm not gonna kill everything. Prefer to rush objective. I'm 41 and anyways, experience is not that great at this point. So here is our first quest, also our first devotion shrine. Points in the mastery. We're gonna finish our presence. As you can see, Fervor is a very good leveling option. Ideal tons of critical damage. and this particular relic scales up to late game. Because 25 critical damage multiplier is gonna be there and 10% offensive ability as well. Of course, if you are luckier than me and you manage to find a tank generic relic, feel free to use it. Unfortunately, at my run, this is my best one. So this chest is a very important. Be sure you look after him. It looks like this. It's a very special chest. It's a one-time spawn per session, but have around 60 plus spawn location in the entire act. This chest drop celestial essence, and with this essence you can summon a very end game boss, Kalagadra, Scion of Suns. Don't use it in normal. Kalagadra's gonna delete you. This is a very powerful boss. I'm gonna save this because actually Kalagadra drops our best in slot helm for this build. But pay attention. Okay, so this boss triggered these turrets, so we have to be careful. Usually I fight him here. These two columns protects me, so I don't take so much passive damage from the crystal balls. He uses lightning type of devastation, but honestly he's not that deadly. But if you tank him at the middle, it's a huge mistake. Always tank him on the stairs. Doesn't matter what build you play. In this way you minimize the passive damage. Be sure you loot the sarcophagus as well. It contains the quest item. So sorry. Immediately after this boss is the next quest for the Sulao. This is Sulao aspirants. We're gonna teleport them. And this is how easy Sulao is. 5 minutes, 2 quests, easy, next to each other. This is a secret path. You can see here is the temple, here is the rift. You just go here and immediately to the right, it's two very important things. One is this devotion shrine. And the second, there is a clusters, and they contain this leveling ring. A very good one. It requires just level 10 and comes with all damage and huge boost to elemental resistance, which is very important for the first two acts. So this is how you have some leveling items. Usually from long time ago I don't speed leveling, so off season I prefer to play soul self-found on a fresh save. It's much more fun, at least in my opinion. Building from the zero. This act contains a lot of secret areas and a lot of Easter eggs. I'm not going through all of them during my normal playthrough because not worth it, but at Epic, at Ultimate, there is some good pluses. This is a guaranteed spawn. This is a boss. This is his thunder mechanic. Be sure you avoid it. Can be a lot of damage. This boss is a very good if you want to farm Sandclaw slicers. When we take this rift, my advice is stick to the west. There is a devotion shrine here. This was a supporter mob. He's gonna heal his friends and himself as well. It's good to dispatch him first. But I realized that very late. As you can see, we stuck to the west. This guy wears a MI halberd. This is best in slot if you level Primal Strike. I kill as much as possible of these guys because they are eldritch. Comes with reputation for all three cults. We pick up all the nodes. This is next rift. This is... Here is... If you backtrack a little bit, there is another side quest and another devotion shrine. We have a totem spawn, I'm gonna go for it. It's a Forsaken, which means can be very rippy. Okay, this is one of the Anorak's brothers. We have to find the third one. The second one, sorry. Anorak brothers, they are treasure hunters. That corpse is him. He is dead, not exactly. There is a very funny dialogue between you and him, and you basically just gonna avenge him. We gonna kill the eldritch that kills him. At this point we got our harvest site, and this is huge boost to life and energy regeneration. At this point we solve our energy problems. Build feels much more smoother. I don't have to press energy potions that often. I can tell probably I don't have press to this at all. Another fanatic overcoat. One shot chest. Not too bad. Here is the guy. He shotguns. Careful. This fight comes with tons of slow. He is a caster based as well, so not much of my retaliation comes in hand, but his second form comes with tons of melee damage, so we can use the rift. I'm gonna drop my portal here and I'm gonna backtrack later when I get the rift. There is another devotion shrine here. This is typical speedrunning tactic. At this point, doing the mastery, one in break moral, we have to start pick up some physical resistance shred. Monsters gonna be tankier and tankier. This is a guaranteed spawn. Gunnar Vakar. This guy drops best weapons for a poison dervish. Nightblade plus Oath Keeper, sorry. We got double magic if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's double magic, but still, as you can see, this is a dervish generic weapon. The problem with Forgotten Gods This expansion is so far from Grimdown. It looks like a different game, honestly. Nothing in the spirit of the original game. This is the last expansion by far, but just the vibe is not so grim down. This is of course my opinion. There is a people that enjoy it. I love this hack because of the power spike that it offers. At this point, we can come back to the conclave. Sell our stuff.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
This is a very good physical spolders. It converts elemental damage to physical, and it's a nice boost to basically Warlord. Even I can check. We lose some physical resistance, but we got some nice boost to life, and actually I'm gonna make this trade. Seems a good trade to me. No, actually I don't do it. I prefer the offensive ability more. So, but keep in mind this is a good option.
See anything you like?
This good generic belt, but as I said, our main master is soldier. But if your main master is old keeper, consider this belt as an option, especially if you play some sort of retaliation old keeper. But for the moment I prefer to stack soldier mastery. I'm gonna explain why. This is a very good set, that's perdition set. Even if you have two pieces, it's a very good option. Doesn't matter what build you play, but for a tank these two pieces can be invaluable. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep it for now. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna use it. So, why I stuck soldier mastery? As you can see, I have maybe 15 skills. That means if I put one to soldier, I got 15 soft points. If I put one to old keeper, I get just 2. Always keep that in mind. And your main mastery is a priority.
So, the servants have served the
This guy wants to clear the camp from the weakest members. There is a 5 different options, and because I'm gentleman, I'm gonna kill the mans and let woman living. First I'm gonna kill these guys. I'll let them stay. Usually this is a trial for them. Unfortunately, I didn't pick the eye for some reason, but I am pretty sure I did it. Probably I don't have enough inventory space. I have to backtrack. So unfortunate. Sorry about that, you have to watch some walk of shame. I didn't pay attention again. But I coach you to pay attention. So funny. Yeah. The eye is there. How I miss it. That's one of the downside when you use a button to pick stuff from the floor. In this game you can bind yourself a hotkey, so you can pump this and I automatically pick everything instead of click on every single item. Oh, actually I didn't hit the... It was two sarcophagus on top of each other. That's a very rare. Usually they are next to each other, but there is a very rare chance they spawn on top of each other. And I just clicked the first one, pumped my hotkey and didn't hit the second. Pretty unfortunate. I can't believe they stuck on each other. So now I can finish the quest that I explained to you.
You're looking. Can you Korvaak?
He wants to clear their ranks. There is a 5 NPCs, but I'm just gonna kill the mans. I don't feel comfortable to kill woman. Nothing special, they are absolutely white type of mobs. This guy here, he talks a lot of nonsense. He actually wants to die. And this member even helps you. No one likes this guy.
Well, good.
And there is a interesting dialogue options that you spare their lives. This is Maryse. She thanks you, and this is the other girl, Alyssa. She thanks you as well. Grim Dawn is a pretty interactive game for a game of this type. ARPG. So at this point we can continue the main story plot. So Sagan is here. There is a 2 side quest for 2 basically mythical creatures.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
You can see how low is this act with devotion shrines. There is a one immediately after you leave the camp. This is tonic area. Blood keepers, they heal each others and the rest of the camps as well. These guys put a actually they have a very nasty aura that's gonna cut your life pool by a certain percentage. So on Arix drop the Rift Claw Slicers. This is a best in slot if you level Spin to Win AF Reckoning, fire based. So consider that if you play Spin to Win, your best bet is pick Solisle, so it's much easier for you to farm this. Because if you don't have this boss as an option, farming this is a pain, huge pain. This is another one-shot chest. I think I don't explain what is one-shot chest. This is chest that spawns only once per character and once per difficulty. So this chest's not gonna be here anymore. At this point, as I said, we need to start pick up physical resistance shred, so I'm gonna go for Assassin's Blade. The tricky part around Assassin's Blade is it triggers only on a critical strike. So that's why physical build's very tricky. If you don't have enough offensive ability, you're never gonna proc Assassin's Blade. And this gonna end up with so much less damage. I'm not gonna kill everything again. Gonna rush for objective. This is a Korvaak Chosens. Korvaak is one of the 3 sons of Caton. Caton have 3 kids, that's Uzin, Korvaak, and his favorite son is Empyrean. This is a very interesting storyline. This here, the Dying God, is actually Caton. He was betrayed by all of his sons. They were lustful for power. So his kids end up killing him, actually banish him. And after they banish him, from his blood was the creation. So his blood basically create all the world. People, beasts, creatures, chthonics, ethereals. That's why cultists that we stopped in the previous episodes, they want to bring Chthon back. That's why they drain blood from the people that they killed, because this blood is actually blood of Chthon. Spear of the Heavens is actually Spear of the Empyrean. That's the weapon, basically, that killed Chthon. The final blow was from his favorite son. Just a little bit storytelling when I kill some beasts. This is Tomb of Ariat. Here we have to get rid of 3 conduits. This one. Second one, and the third one is here. After that, the boss is gonna spawn at the middle. The Dusk Reaper. Actually not very deadly. I'm gonna face tank him, even in Thunder. And he drops best in slot. Weapon if you play acid pets like Briar Thorn and what was called in the next one, Blight Fiend as well. This is basically Necro plus Shaman. This is another important tomb. Tomb of Nymphos. That's why I picked the side quest for the Screeper, because usually that tomb marked this tomb as well. It's much easier to find it. There is a treasure room here. We got respected. We're gonna buy some stuff. We got face guard of perdition. Not bad headpiece, but at the moment I'm gonna stick with mine. It gives me better uptime to Warcry, and at the moment this is my only resistance shred. Until I pick my Assassin's Blade. And later on my Guardians of Empyrean. So Valley of the Chosen. Here things start to get spicy. Density is pretty big. Korvaak Chosens. Especially the Rage Flames, this kind of champions. They be pretty deadly in a huge pack. This is another very good MI. This is best in slot if you level fire pets, because fully converts physical and vitality to fire. And it's much easier to level like this instead of doing rainbow damage. So when we reach this point, we have to hit west. This is not so secret, but it's kinda secret area. This is where messenger boss is actually, but it's very hard to be seen from the map. You have to this fire ground hurts a lot. Be careful. That's how I lose one of my first characters. I just standing here. Didn't realize actually hurts. But that was very long time ago. At his second phase, it's a gargoyle on steroids, basically. He drops two different type of two-handed guns. Okay, we unlock our resilience. Hands down, this is one of the best circuit breakers in the game. That put tons of defensive ability, physical resistance and maximum resistance. When your health bar drops below 66%, This is much better threshold than, for example, this one. This is one of my favorite defenses in the game. Usually Old Keeper is a very good defensively. It got some nerfs this patch. For example, Heaven got nerfed. This passive was so overpowered. But still, Warlord is an iconic class. Still very good, especially for a first playthrough. Doesn't matter what type of Warlord you're gonna pick. All of them scales pretty good late game. There is a guaranteed boss here, and the fun fact is I can loot the chest without even kill him. But I'm gonna kill him. It's a nice chunk of homestead reputation, because this is a Griffon, it's a beast. And it's an actual boss, not hero or mini boss. So it's gonna be 75, I think. Yep, 75. Another shrine. And here is the point when I have to port to the vanguard of the tree. I have to trigger the quest. I can just proceed. So I have to spoke with this guy. He's gonna give me the quest item.
Welcome back.
Extra passive experience. I pick up tons of stuff. We start to build our wealth. And here is the most powerful necromancer in Grimdawn. Uruburuk, or whatever it calls, it's a very hard name to be pronounced, and this is his son, Dravis. If you follow, because I jump, instead of do Malmut, I jump here. Usually in Malmut there is a quest line along this guy, especially when you bring back Dahlia's diary. Dahlia is Dravis' sister and daughter of Uruburuk. One day he just disappears, but Dravis discovered that his father is basically the most powerful necromancer in Cairn, and he wants that power for himself. So he absorbs like 1000, if I'm not mistaken, souls at the necropolis and becomes this necromancer itself and hunt to kill his father to take even much more power from him, because Uruburuk is actually immortal and that's the immortality which all Tarkovia elders wants, but instead Uruburuk just cursed them, like I explained in the second episode. I'm just gonna attack him. He's a necromancer based, so he gonna spawn a Ravenous Earth. This is his Thunder. He's gonna summon a lot of Ats. This is Troll of Dravis. But apart from that, if you stay away from Ravenous Earth, he's not that deadly. And here Uruburuk sacrificed himself to open the door so he can stop Korvaak. Korvaak wants to incinerate the whole world. And this is the only thing that left from Uruburuk. It's a necklace for Dahlia. If you follow the quest line. Usually I skip it for most part. Especially in normal. This guy and one other guy from this type drop their own MI. These two cross blades is actually our Assassin's Blade Devotion. I'm gonna place it to the Brutal Shield Slump for now. There is a guaranteed boss spawn here. Density in top of the Eldritch Sun is huge. Basically it's very hard to skip. As you can see, tons of encounters. There is a guaranteed dynamite as well. Always good when you find some. This is one of the funniest items in the game. It's basically a middle finger. Not very useful, but as a like a Easter egg item. There is a lot of funny items in this game. There is a punch in this game that allows you to throw fekes in your enemies. So you can make yourself a shit build. There is a last shrine for this act. There is one more at Tomb of Heretic, but I'm not gonna do the whole quest line for it. It's not worth it at normal. Just for one devotion shrine. And definitely not worth to run Tomb of Heretic on normal. Very rippy. Here is the power of Rata Warlord. You can see how much mobs I mitigate, tank and kill at once. And I even forgot to press my war cry. Here is the boss, Brother Sigarius. This is his thunder mechanic. But he is a dual wield build, so attacks pretty fast, so takes much more retail damage. At this point you don't have to finish Assassin's Blade. I don't need this defensive ability, and I'm pretty sure I don't need the colors, so I'm gonna go for Trample. This is another physical devotion. Comes with very good stats boost and stuff as well. And the color's pretty good. All of these unused devotions at the pass have huge boost because very hard to find a physical res after the changes in the last patch. So this devotion got passive boost basically. And this as well via the Stone Matron. Thanks to this is 5 physical resistance in a single node. That's how via the Stone Matron somehow outperform Obelisk of Menhir. In the current patch, that's why I'm gonna play around Wire instead of Obelisk. Usually on this build I pick Obelisk over Wire. This is Father Skyman. This is the leader of Kaiman's Chosen. He's actually a betrayer. All of his followers think he stick with Empyrean, but actually he sticks with Korvaak, and Korvaak plans for Cairn is basically to incinerate the whole world in flames. Kill every single creature.
It is too late. Turn back now.
Kaiman, you don't want to stay in these geysers. The next thing that you want to watch out is his belly burst. You don't want to get hit, and also you don't want to kite him. He start to jump and start to put a lot of damage. Avoid his belly burst. This is a shotgun mechanic. I saw several builds die here. Unaware of his abilities. But at 44 is much more doable than if you come here freshly 30 or 20 after Act 1. That's why I don't advise you doing Forgotten Gods that early. After the main game, it's a very good spot to come here, because this act contains, I think, 9 or 8 easy to pick devotions. This is Korvaak's prison. I hate this boss fight because animation so slow. His first form is nothing special. You don't want to get hit from this. They stuck at the middle. So I'm gonna... You can easily take tons of damage when they stuck at the middle. You're gonna be hit. There is a chance to be hit from almost all of them. Here he's gonna remove the shackles. This is second phase. Second phase is a hot phase. He's gonna spawn additional mobs. Usually you want to destroy this obelisk, make the fight much easier. Korvaak is kinda slow battle for a Rata build. Here is third phase. He's gonna remove his helms. And this is his final form. He's like actual sun now. There is a tons of mechanics. If you are squishy build, you can't face tank him. He's gonna, especially when he puts celestial presence on you. This is That's it. Completely face tankable on this build. I don't have to avoid single mechanic at the third phase. Apart from the balls, but I'm pretty sure I can face tank them as well. Just I avoid them for a showcase because not everyone play a tank build. One of these chests is a one-shot chest, so it's not gonna be here, doesn't matter if you come back to kill him again. At this point we have to bring the quest back.
Korvaak's count has been
Comes with tons of reputation to the all cults, so we are now respected with all of them. They sell exactly same
price of what I've got
blueprints. Actually the waist guards different for every cult, but all of them sell endurance.
but it's a good
This is another very good leveling option, but I prefer fervor, especially when I have Assassin's Blade now. I need these critical strikes desperately. So 2 points, one in a break moral. We're gonna need it from now on every possible resistance, physical resistance shred. So we deal with the Forgotten Gods. Thank you everyone for watching. See you in the next one.